Hello and welcome to the Gun Couch. Here at Sally Antiques, we did a series of videos about various firearms, and today like we did last time with the Uzi, I want to show you the same family of submachine guns because we have all of them here at the moment, and the Lanchester will actually go to a customer quite soon. So I wanted to take advantage of this. We start with it. This is a Mark 1 star, so this is the second variant that entered production. They were made from 1941 till about 44, 45, and I think some of them were made even later. They were used apparently till sort of 1970s, some of them. Uh, this is a direct copy of the MP28. So this is technically the British Schmeiser. They just needed a lot of submachine guns and guns in general after the disaster at Dunkirk, so they couldn't bother to go through the normal process. So what they did was to go and copy the German MP28, which at the time was actually extensively used. You see it at the invasion of Poland and a few other places. There's a lot of pictures with German soldiers using that submachine gun, so it was a logical kind of thing to do, to actually just take project that a design that works. The main difference between this and the MP28 is the fact that the barrel is rifled slightly differently because it had to take different types of ammunition. This example of ours, this is an old spec, Coxy dry fires. It takes a magazine of 50 rounds, but you could fit small magazines as well. They are interchangeable with the Sten magazines. It is very simple to strip down. You basically pull this lever up, you twist this, and then the whole assembly comes out. So very fairly easy to use and clean and maintain piece. It was very efficient and liked by the troops. Also on this second variant, which is missing the fire selector, they added the 1907 bayonet because they had plenty of them. It makes it rather large, but that's what they could put together at the time. So let's go to the next one now. The second example we have here is a Sten Mark II. There are several variants of the Sten. The Mark I was very complicated and expensive to manufacture, so they tried to simplify it even more. It's basically the same MP28 design, which was simplified to the maximum possible. This example of ours comes with two stick magazines, 35 rounds. We even have some rounds on it. It's a nice old spec. The Mark II has this safety feature, which was quite useful because of a lot of accidental fires. And this is a safe position on it. That's ready to fire. You can discharge it, which is quite cool. To strip it down, basically this resembles a lot the Lanchester, but it's an even more simplified design. You basically push a button here, you take the stock out. The stock used to come in different variants. Obviously, each mark has its own type of stock. To take the guts out, you literally push this, twist, and then everything comes out. It's quite an easy system. It's very similar with the Lanchester, and very reliable. Also, for transportation purposes, or when they are in the transit cases, you can twist the magazine host on the side, so then it can be stored in crates like this. And in order to replace the barrel, obviously you can take this out. The barrel comes off as well. This is on the Mark II. On the Mark III, the barrels are actually they are not removable, so if the barrel got damaged, then you have to chuck away the entire weapon. Right, this is our Mark II. Let's go to the Mark V. The Sten Mark V is an improved variant. When the danger was away from the British Isles, then they started to improve the quality of the Sten. Basically, we have now a wooden stock which is fitted to it. It strips down in the same way like on the Mark II. You just push the button, pull this down, and then the whole thing comes off, and you can take the internals out. It's exactly the same system that hasn't been modified. Very efficient. You have pistol grip, so obviously you can use it like this if you wish. Probably won't be very comfortable, but let's remember that in the other variants there was a special forces pistol grip that was issued to it. It was also made of steel. Not very popular though. The paratroopers, apparently some paratroopers used it. Also we have a Lee Enfield style um, front sight, and it will take the Lee Enfield spike bayonet or the knife bayonet later on. The magazines are the same standard 32 round magazines. Obviously, you can interchange them with various other types. Um, in this case, the fire select, this is deactivated by the newer standards, so the fire selector doesn't work. But in this old Sten that we have in the Mark II, actually the fire selector works, and you can actually see how the trigger works, because when it's in a single shot position, you fire once and then the bolt will not cycle. If you put it back, it will stay in the back position. Even if, yeah, this is a new spec, the bolt still moves freely. You can still lock it into a safe position, but that's all you get, I'm afraid. This rotates though. You can take the sight out, which I've actually tried and did. So it's not too bad, but this one doesn't dry fire, I'm afraid. Right, and let's go to the last one in this series, the Sterling. Probably well known by everybody due to the Star Wars. The Sterling is the last submachine gun that served the British forces. Then they just moved to assault rifles, really. This was actually issued in parallel with the old FN, which obviously was good at long ranges, but for certain operations, the submachine gun was still needed. The interesting thing is, this is a this is a Sterling Mark IV. There are a number of variants of this. We had in the past many years ago the paratrooper variant, which is really tiny. It's more or less like this. It's very compact. Um, there are some design features which are quite different. Obviously, you have the curved magazine, which feeds in a sort of a different way, and also you have this folding stock. Oops, sorry. Here we go, which kind of gives you a lot of accuracy. It's quite cool. This example of ours, it's also a new spec, so it can't cock and dry fire, but you can still move the bolt freely. The magazine goes in. It's quite, you have to push it a bit more, but this is quite interesting. It can't be stripped down, I'm afraid, but it's still a nice example that you may want to have. As a matter of fact, we had at Salantics here the number one, the 0001 number on this. So this is it from us. These are the guns from the Sten family, well, Sten Lanchester Sterling. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to give us a like, share, and this episode, and subscribe to our media channels. Thank you very much. See you next time.